If you can't sell a bottle of soft drinks to me without tech, even with tech, you still struggle to sell it. So one of the things a lot of guys are getting wrong in advertising right now is the fact that they think they can leapfrog the learning curve just because tech is now at their beck and call. And the bottom line is tech is not, or tech or tools are not talents. So you need to understand that you need to learn, you need to groom yourself, grow yourself, become that super sharp. AI is good, tech is fantastic, tools are critical, optimization is wonderful, but speed does not necessarily answers every concern. You can stand a bit apart, take a pause, and step out of the box to deliver something different.
OG's Corner.
My name is Sheriff Adekoya. For context and differentiation, I am the Sheriff Adekoya TSA. What do? I do strategy, I lead analytics, I manage planning, research, and all that has to do with insights and then leading conversations around brand and communications generally. So welcome to OG's Corner. Strategic mistake. Those two words are not supposed to be in the same sentence. Well, yeah, now we have them. We need to look for a way to distill and separate them. Strategy, one of the most used, over abused words. Everything is strategy, even though people really do not understand what it means and what it connotes. Yeah, mistake is clear. We know what mistake is. So what is number one biggest mistake I think brands are making now? Maybe over optimization, automation in place of connectivity. We think that in this age where reality is super fast, competition is hyper complex, we think connecting at that level where everything runs so smoothly and super fast is a solution to the challenge. And that's a mistake, because we need to always find a reason to, stop, pause, and do a rethink, and then find a point to connect. So one of the biggest mistakes I think brands are making is in the fact that they are optimizing, plugging into AI, and thinking when everything connects smoothly, it solves the problem. Sometimes you probably need to get out of the box to get the solution. AI is good, tech is fantastic, tools are critical, optimization is wonderful, but speed does not necessarily answers every concern. So the younger guys are the owners of tomorrow, and you can't take ownership if accountability is lost. Accountability begins when you know who you are, what you know, what you need to know. That gap should trigger you to learn. And in the course of learning, there is this very big gulf that is creating an illusion. And what is that illusion? The illusion is the fact that tool does everything. No. So we need to clear that out. The fact that you are a prompt wizard does not mean you are a fantastic strategist. Because you can query the base of AI does not make you the most incredible copywriter around. So bring that home. If you really want to dominate and control and be relevant in advertising and banking and finance, yes, tool will always, increase your efficiency. It will increase your speed and then the precision with which you do what you do. But I bet you, it cannot replace your readiness and your depth. So one of the things a lot of guys are getting wrong in advertising right now is the fact that they think they can leapfrog the learning curve just because tech is now at their beck and call. And the bottom line is tech is not, or tech or tools are not talents. So you need to understand that you need to learn, you need to groom yourself, grow yourself, become that super sharp talent. Because if you can't sell a bottle of soft drinks to me without tech, even with tech, you still struggle to sell it. Tech will only increase the speed, the efficiency, the precision with which you work. It can definitely never replace you. And don't forget again, in advertising it's an industry that thrives on social connectivity, human insight. The human element needs to come. Human element needs to run the tech. You need to be who you are, and tech only fuel it. So get it right, get it into you're learning that tech makes it faster, but can't replace who you are. One lesson I learned the hard way is the fact that the best ideas do not necessarily win most conversations, especially when you miss the point. And what's that point? The point is the fact that you need to convince your internal customers before your external customer can get to see your ideas. How do I mean? As a planner, as a researcher, as a strategist, the moment you hit that eureka point, you then need to find a way to convince every other guy, every other person who works on the same platform with you. Otherwise, you probably will be force-fitting them. And the moment you are unable to bring them to speed to the perspective or the pedestal of where you originated and you generated the idea from, it will be a struggle. Even when they respect you, the strategy director says we should do, it will not expunge, it will not come with the chemistry that is expected. What we do is human-led, and it must have human element. The best of human element comes when the chemistry is there. When I tell you this is the big idea, and you can see the light, and the bulb turns on in your head, you will create magic. When you can't create magic, what you do is just beautiful art that lacks the connectivity that comes from strategy. So the biggest thing I learned, probably not in a hard way, but one of the biggest things I have learned is the biggest idea needs to be sold to the internal customers before you can see the light of day. Okay, in 2026, what is the biggest thing? Speed is no longer a big deal. Tech will make it happen. Seamless optimization is happening. So what is the biggest thing you need to connect with in 2026 to make a landmark difference? Radical authenticity, undiluted sincerity. Because data makes it faster, because tech brings you up to speed, does not change who they are. I need to sell to you in Nigeria. There's no blanket approach. I need to go beyond the layers. You need to peel like onions to get to the real truth, the insight, the consumer tension, the truth about them, the need. And funny enough, you sell to everybody in Nigeria, but you don't sell to everybody with the same blanket. Because that 26-year-old guy who lives in Shomolu, who has 2 million in his account, has different orientation from that guy who lives in Ogba or Shioko. Same reality, same money, same amount, same age, same body structure, whatever. But the mindset, the environment, you need to go and be radically authentic. The story you will sell to me, if I live, grow, breathe, and do all my things in Karim Lamido, would definitely may not connect it if my life revolves around Oka. And all of these are still in Nigeria. So you need to understand that radical authenticity is that thing that slides through and gives you that winning edge. And I think that's a radical call for those who see Nigeria, Africa as one block. You can see in Nigeria, we've seen a lot of shelves. How much more Africa? As regards where the industry is headed, you see, most things that we do in life, they are connected. The nodes, the connections, and all of the wiring. Tech is democratized now. We all have access to Grok and Gemini and all of that. So the differentiating factor is the depth of your expertise, with which you can guide even your prompt, and with which you can analyze and be able to identify the authentic, the sharpest of the authentic vibes. Now, the biggest concern right now is that the differentiating factor is being blurred off. The walls are disappearing. Why? Everybody rushes to the tech. Everybody rushes to AI. So what you are saying is you are falling into sea of sameness. Everybody wants to talk about safety. Everybody wants to talk about beauty. Everybody wants to talk about this. Even from the same perspective, we all sell. If you sell CSD, energy drink, beer brand, spirit brand, you are appealing to probably largely same target audience band. Their insight speaks to the same thing. So how much more can we tell ourselves the reality that some of us need to be communication defiant? Some of us need to speak from different angles. If somebody is selling that brand from rulership perspective? Can somebody just go out of the bank to sell the story from a rebellious perspective? Can somebody tweak the story and say it belongs to the sage? How can we then say this is an outdoors brand? So the biggest concern, because it is, we are experiencing democratization of access, democratization of tool, democratization of optimization platforms. So what that does to us is that we are exposed to almost the same thing. That leads us to a point where we think alike, work alike, and that's nothing but a very big sea of sameness. Only those who can stand a bit apart, take a pause, and step out of the box will deliver something different. Otherwise, the entire industry is headed for a territory of sea of sameness. Well, I definitely will still do strategy and planning, but what will I do today? I think I will be a bit more loud. Personally, because the way some of us were trained, we belong to the old block. Some of us are the bridge between the old block and the new vibe. So we were trained with the elements of conservatism, and that doesn't really cut it right now. But yeah, it works so well because it allows us to build a bridge between what is right, what is left, what is in the middle. So if I am starting out afresh, I probably would be, maybe I'll open up a bit more. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I try out quite a number of things and be a bit louder. Maybe some of us are too conservative. I'm not too sure. But I really do not. What else? Yeah, the landscape is way different now. Yeah, I'll be less conservative. Let me put it that way, if that works. All right, my name is Sharif Adekoya, and like I said earlier, for differentiation, I am the Sharif Adekoya, TSA. I'm sure you've learned one or two things. We can always interact. How do you do that? Like, share, follow. Don't just go away. Share and tell people, come here and learn. Let's cut through the shares and get to the art of learning, which is gonna your point of critical learning. Bye for now.